get that one anymore. But I think that the consensus was that we could see how the new make kind of where it was going, and enjoyed the sweet fruity profile of that Scotch. So I mean, it was good. Unfortunately, it was so good that we killed the entire bottle, and there's none left for us to sample to tell you what we think of it tonight.
Yeah, because sometimes your opinion changes over time. So.
Absolutely. So Mark and Drew are still in Scotland. If you guys watched videos, apparently they're doing a good job of getting drunk over there, without us.
Very good.
So we're gonna do an okay job getting drunk over here without them, I guess, right? So we've got a couple of substitutes this evening, or replacements, as I like to call you guys, right? Yeah.
You guys are replacements.
You guys,
are you scabs?
Yeah. There's not really a picket line. We just give everybody drinks when they show up at the bar.
Or that rash that keeps showing up.
Exactly. And that's all right.
The Keanu Reeves quarterback. Next week I'm getting benched.
Wow.
Actually, he's got the hair, so.
You threw a replacements reference in there. That's amazing.
Probably the only person that's seen the movie, but.
So we're doing a smattering of all kinds of stuff tonight. We've got some bourbon drinkers and some people trying out Scotch, trying to get their feet wet a little bit. So we started out with this Balvenie single barrel sherry cask, 15-year.
Because it hasn't moved since last week. It's still sitting right there.
It's funny because on Thursdays I will put a hurtin' on some Scotch. But every other day of the week, like I will occasionally come down and grab a glass, but usually everybody's kicked in and bought these bottles. So normally when I come down, I'm like, I'm going to have gin and tonic, or I'm going to have, something else. So I drink some bourbons during that period as well. Yeah. I don't restrict myself to just Scotch. Are you kidding me?
All right.
I can tell you that I don't drink a lot of vodka.
All right.
Other than that, everything else, fair game.
I'm okay with that.
And the only reason I really don't drink a lot of vodka is because I find it to be kind of plain and boring. Like if I have to mix it with something else to make it taste like something else, then I'm just going to drink something else. Right? I like my liquor to taste like liquor. If I want it to taste like nothing, then I'll...
So you're not a Jose Cuervo kind of guy, then?
No.
But you are some of these other...
Yeah, I've got some interesting tequilas.
Good margarita, though.
I've got some Russian vodka from Russia. That one's fun.
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl? Yeah, it's from Chernobyl. The bottle glows. It's really amazing.
You actually like this one. Yeah.
The Stallion.
All right, so Lee, Tiger's on, and
there you
Telly's is on.
How we doing, guys?
What's up, guys?
Good to see you.
Yeah. Good to see you coming in.
We're in.
So you said you can't get the 17 anymore. Why?
They stopped making it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we bought that bottle, and it's easily in my top 5. I love that bottle of Scotch.
Wow.
It's sweet and smoky and amazing, and they don't make it
Of course
anymore. So actually, we got I don't know if you got it or not, but Vine and Table, our favorite liquor store, sent out an email this week with 6 different Benriachs that they had acquired.
Yes, they had.
And
they were not cheap.
No, but they weren't bad.
No,
and I kind of want to hug them all and bring them to my house.
Will you be my friend?
So that may actually happen. May have to go up to Vine and Table and pick up a couple of bottles.
I still got to get back.
I've never
Is
had
it?
a Benriach.
Really?
No.
Boy, they're all gone.
Yeah,
That's my
Sorry.
bad.
Sorry about you.
They don't
Man,
like
We're
he
at
still hasn't had
Scotland.
Benriach is still where are
Benriach is number 19, right there.
So it's not a peaty.
Oh, that one is. Well, they do peated and non-peated.
Yeah, so
Believe it or
Highland,
not.
yeah, there are a lot of those Highlands and space sites that will do. They're starting to bring some peat into even the Highland market because it's popular and they're, Isla and those are selling like crazy. So hey, might as well get into it. People are doing it on age.
That particular one that we had was a peated single malt finished in port cask. So it was sweet and smoky.
Hey, Malton Montreal's on.
How you doing?
Hey, Swami, what's going on?
Good to see you guys. So we're holding down the fort while Drew and Mark are gone. I'm hoping they're bringing us back some good stuff because it looks like they hit up everybody in Scotland.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna. you probably have seen if you wanted to, you go online and see some of the videos that they posted. We haven't really had a chance to see them because of course
Are they shipping it back? Or?
no, they're bringing it. So I talked to Mark and FaceTime, Mark and Drew FaceTime me tonight.
What?
So they've got at least 4 bottles to bring it back. And
Bring it
they
on
were
the
treated like kings at Tomatin and at Scotch Malt Whiskey Society and the whiskey or the Scotch experience that they did,
Yeah.
going into all sorts of vaults, seeing all sorts of cool bottles. And then the guy from Scotch Malt Whiskey Society dropped them off at a bar that is one of his favorites. And you take a picture of that wall, and it's like, I got
was
8 Kilholmans. I got 7 Lagavulins. It's just, it's the
That's the way I won my Scotch bar.
Oh, my
Was that
God.
a bar?
Yeah, that was a bar. They were sitting at the bar. They actually took their phone and like placed it up here, and they were sitting behind the bar drinking scotch, and in the middle of the bar, FaceTiming me. Like, I'm FaceTiming live to Scotland right now. And this was like at this is like 5 o'clock this afternoon. So I'm thinking, okay, that's 11 o'clock there. Hey, you guys gonna call in at 10 o'clock for the? And may have had a couple glasses of scotch by this time.
I'm
They're
totally
sleeping
calling them
right
after I
now.
have about 4
Yeah.
more glasses. I got news for you.
Yeah.
That's just gonna happen. If Hoagie can get up at 4 in the morning and hang out with us, those guys can get up.
Yeah. Oh man, and they made it very clear that there has to be 4 people next time to go back. At least 4 dummies going.
All right, that's fine.
And I'm okay
And I
with
think
that.
the guest dummies have to go too.
I think we should make it a guy trip.
You guys held up the fort while they were gone, gallivanting through Europe, and we
Absolutely.
had to hang out
Bring us
here.
back a
I mean,
How about the 5 of us going? They have to stay here.
absolutely.
I would take Tony, but he brought White Castle last week.
Yeah. Notice he's not here this week.
That killed. Tony, bring some more wine.
We love you, Tony. If you're watching,
He's up north, or he
don't
probably will.
ever do that again.
Do that again.
That's one of those things you don't just show up with, right?
No.
Like you gotta. Is everybody
Test
cool with
the
this?
water,
Because it's
yeah.
gonna smell like onions and
Go
grease in your house. You know?
for a
Like,
week.
you almost have to keep it outside. Make
It's
sure
his
it's
house,
okay.
so bring
We don't
as
care
much
too
as you
much.
want.
Yeah.
I can say
60.
that my wife was, of all the stuff we have going on in the basement, that one was not Linda approved. She was not a big fan of that at all.
Onions, pickles, and
Yeah.
steamed meat.
Yeah,
Yum.
Linda's a little picky eater, and none of that's on her agenda. So that's all right. It's all right. So since we have bourbon guys in the house, Eric brought us over Eagle Rare tonight, and if you have not had that bottle, I'm a big fan of that bottle.
Delicious.
I'm gonna let the bourbon guys talk about that one a little bit.
So what do you guys like about this bottle? Why did you have it?
I like everything about it.
Mike was saying you keep it on your bar all the time.
Oh yeah, I keep a bottle. It's great. Just straight up neat, or I'd say mixing with something, but I think I've mixed it
a handful
a
of times.
handful of times maybe in all these years, because it's just tasty.
It's good the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a
Smooth,
big
it's-
fan of that bottle.
Kind of
Definitely
caramel,
smooth.
Yeah,
like a caramely.
Great sweet smell.
yeah.
I know some of you guys have talked
Vanilla.
about us expanding into different whiskey areas, and I actually do drink quite a few different bourbons. I'm not much of a rye guy,
Not right.
Uh,
That's fine.
but I
I'm a
enjoy
mixture of
Eagle
rye
Rare.
and regular.
It's a nice bottle and not
Yeah.
so
And a good
expensive that
size.
I don't ever feel guilty about
38,
drinking
I
it.
think. I mean,
Yeah.
it's-
So you can have a glass of that and
No.
not feel guilty about it at all. There's a few like that I like the E.H. Taylor. That's not so expensive that I don't feel like having
Well, it
that.
depends on which one you're getting.
Just the standard issue, my friend.
So we're getting.
I'm not rolling in the money.
I'm trying to get a
Malted
collection
in
of
Montreal
different
is a White Castle fan.
Yeah, so I asked what's wrong with White Castle. I typed in almost everything, but then it's like malted now.
What's wrong with White Castle?
Here's the thing
Ev-
about
everything
White
I
is a
ate like
box.
4 or 5 of them that night. So I can't.
What's wrong with White Castle is the next day. That's what's
The
wrong
next
with White
morning.
Castle.
And then the afternoon,
You feel
and the early evening.
I honestly don't have a problem with White Castle, except it stunk up my entire basement. Like, you have to eat White Castle at White Castle. And then you have to go home
Or
and
outside.
Quickly,
Yeah,
try to quickly go home.
And then you
Yeah.
have to quickly go home
And
Do
then
a-
you
do a
try and
small
remember
cleanse.
why it is you feel that way.
Right.
Because you've probably been drinking a lot.
You go into a dark
White Castle.
room, you cry for a little bit.
You know, that is
and
one
then
of-
you're fine.
That,
And
that
then
is
you're fine.
one of the best uses for White Castle.
For whatever
That's a good
reason, I
drink.
call my mom. We have about a 30-minute conversation.
Well, White Castle does a number on you,
Right.
man.
Functional.
Hey, brings back memories of my childhood.
So, to be fair, everybody here ate at least one White Castle.
Oh, yeah.
I had like 4 or
I
5.
had more than that. I don't know.
Yeah, it was not one of my proud moments. But you know, the funny thing is though, I've taken my son there, and of course my wife and daughter hate it. But I'll look at Ash and say, White Castle, and I go. And so we'll run and get White Castle. And the funny thing is, when we go there, he'll get like the chicken sandwich. I'm like,
No, you get
Really?
you
That's
get
not
the
experience at
sliders.
White
I've
Castle.
What?
never had a chicken slider.
No.
Not ever. Ever. I've
It's
never
just
had
it's
anything
just
but an
a-
original slider.
Right.
a square
at White
patty
Castle.
of chicken with a no seed.
And I say chicken
and with,
loosely.
with 5 holes in it. I mean, it's made to look just like a White Castle patty. And
That's disturbing as
Pretty
well.
disturbing.
I think you'd be better off eating the. Yeah,
Don't they?
yeah.
Like how is a chicken ring created? That's my question. Is like,
same way a chicken nugget is.
Two.
Squirt it out.
Squirt it out.
I feel like that's like getting the chicken planks at Long John Silver's.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna go to Long John Silver's, you get the fish and then you feel horrible.
I allow
And
myself.
eat a bunch of little crispy things, right? Like that's how
Yeah,
that
a
works.
bunch of little-
Yeah, you always ask for
If
extra
you're going in,
crunches.
you're going all
Extra
in.
crunchy.
And drink like a half a bottle of malt vinegar to cut through the grease. Yeah, clean you out.
Yeah.
It's good.
I allow myself one trip to LJS a year.
Yeah.
I try to keep it to like once every 2 to 3 years. The only one that will eat it is my youngest son. And every once in a while he's like, yeah, we need to eat it. And then I got
You
to
get-
work myself
you
up
get
over
the-
a week. There's a
Get the hush
cleansing
puppies,
process.
the extra crunchies.
Oh yeah, you got to do
I
it
get the
all.
chicken and fish combo.
Chicken and
Oh,
fish
you
combo.
get chicken and
Couple
fish.
hush puppies.
All right, so we got some questions coming in. Telex Seijin Han is asking if Benriach is a single malt.
Yes.
And Telex did respond. So, but one thing we need to talk about is what's happening with Benriach from a business standpoint. They're one of the groups that's being bought by Brown Foster, I think it is.
Brown Foreman.
Brown Foreman.
So they're actually owned by an American company now.
yes, they are.
And so they're doing some different things. I don't necessarily think that Brown Foreman bought them to make it into a cheap deal.
Think
They
you've
bought
been drawn
3
into it.
distilleries at the same time. My guess is that they are going to be doing some different stuff, but not necessarily bad things. And although I'm sad that the Solstice is gone, the email that we got had several different cask bottlings that I thought looked really good.
Yes. It's
so-
an old one, 20 some year old. So you
Yeah.
can't, hopefully a new owner can't destroy that.
Yeah, so I don't think that they're going to start changing, how they distill or what their new make tastes like, or I'm sure that they're going to do some different
New
castings,
marketing, yeah.
and it might open it up into some areas where people may not have been able to get Benriach before because it is a smaller distillery.
Yeah, actually, that was
so that may help with the distribution because Brown Foreman is a big company. They're going to want to get their product to multiple markets.
There was actually right near the beginning, Telex was asking, was anybody near DC or Maryland even able to get the Benriach 10? And we didn't have anybody on at that point that was able to answer that question. So it may be a fairly limited release. And
I love that his first thing is marzipan every week.
every
That's
week.
awesome. I find that awesome. I need a shirt. That's all there is to it.
All right.
Christmas is coming. Actually, my birthday's in a couple weeks. Maybe I'll get one.
So we've got some comments coming in, more comments. Travis is asking about if we've tried the Revival or 15 Port, Tawny Port yet. No, we haven't. The Glendronachs are still on the bar, waiting for the other dummies to get off their trip so we can get back and start tasting some scotch.
I think Andrew and I have been more than patient, waiting for these individuals to get done with their.
their trip.
Yeah.
So yeah, those
Gallivant.
are some of the next ones on our list. We've got a big workup with that 15 Revival, so we definitely looking forward to that.
I don't normally let stuff sit on this bar unopened for that long. like ever.
When you got 5 guys in the room drinking liquor.
Actually, the only 2 unopened bottles on the bar are 2 that aren't made anymore.
Tune in to tonight's episode of Scotch After Dark. We waited long enough.
Yeah, I know, right? Put a little water back in it.
You're right.
Make it look good.
They'll never know. They will never know.
All we wanted to do was smell it.
So,
Well,
Malton
really,
in Montreal likes White Castle, hates Long John Silver's.
You can't.
I can't hate you
gotta,
for
you
it,
can't have
so.
one or the other.
I will tell you that I hate myself after I eat Long John Silver's.
Yeah. That's why there's only like
Yeah.
maybe 10 people in a restaurant at a
Right.
time, and 7 of those are over 70 years old because they can gum everything. So that's why they don't get the extra crispies like
At
we
least
do.
one is
No.
actively having a heart attack.
Lots of interaction online.
Their
Keep talking to
AEDs
each
all
other, guys.
askew on the wall, and
Do
they're
you
all
want to do
hanging.
our photo of what we're doing and what we're drinking? And put
We're
it
drinking
on
all kinds of stuff. We got the Eagle Rare
Quite the
tonight.
selection.
Well, we got Singleton here, the Singleton by Glenn Dolan, the Eagle Rare, the single barrel. Man, we got lots of other stuff. So everybody,
We need Drew and his long arms back again. All right, squeeze in. Mike, where are you? There we go.
yeah.
Cheese.
All right, so help us out on Facebook. All you guys that are watching, make sure you go out to Facebook, take a picture of what you're drinking, or just say hi on there as well.
We love that.
Yep. All that connection helps bring viewership. Oh, what we got?
Scotch After Dark, a paid subscription.
That's only for Patreon members.
Very exclusive. Very
Well,
exclusive.
I think we can get them on, right?
Kind of gets uncomfortable, but
Are we up on the big screen or what? You saving that for Mark and Drew? Don't save it for Mark and Drew.
Yeah, I guess they're the attractive ones or something. I don't know.
Right.
when it gets uncomfortable, we usually ask them to stop after about 15-20 minutes. So.
Get a safe word.
All right, so what's going on in the Scotch world? Do we need to talk about? Do you know anything new?
I was just looking over all the Benriachs that I want to buy, so I can go through that.
Yeah, we got the emails on that.
I'm actually kind of excited because they got a 17 on that list. They had a 12, a 15, they had a 19. So I mean, and they had a lot of different caskings available. So, you know, it won't be the same as the 17, but they were doing some peated, some unpeated. Definitely some things that I'd like to try. So I'm excited about that. We've got some really good scotches that we're going to be reviewing that I'm very excited about, including those Glendronachs back there.
Oh, I cannot wait.
And we have that whole line of Glenmorangie that we purchased, and we haven't even opened those either.
Oh man.
How many bottles are unopened at this point?
On this bar
3,
of scotch,
4.
6?
Oh,
5?
4.
you know what I need to do? I need to try some of those bodies.
Yeah, we haven't opened these. So 6, 7. 7
So
bottles.
when they make a year,
It's exciting.
12, 15,
And probably 11
are they making?
at the very least.
Are they going to produce
when
the
Drew and
same
Mark get
year, the next year,
Mhm.
and then they'll release that same batch?
Yeah, so they'll make
And
a
it
when
was
they
made a year later.
Exactly.
Okay.
yeah when like a Glendronach 12. That means that all the material in that bottle is 12 years old or older.
Oh,
So they may bring other casks in to get the flavor profile they want,
Okay.
but that is the minimum age on the
Okay.
bottle.
Okay.
Same with same with bourbons.
Yeah.
Everything in there has to be at least
At
10 years
least
or
that.
older.
Man, that's like candy.
And
I
what-
love
and-
that
and
Eagle
what-
Rare.
And what they're trying to
That's
do
good, isn't it?
with these, Glendronach 12,
The
with these
sweet
other
is-
years, they're trying to keep the
I
same
mean,
flavor every year,
Truly smells
okay.
like
but
Doesn't always happen.
it's not always perfect.
Christmas.
That's why they kind of blend
Like
it. It
a-
is a single malt that is
maybe
all
it's
from
a
the same
vanilla,
distiller.
like
Yeah.
a caramel
But
vanilla,
it
like
is-
candy, like sat in there and like
It's not
melted
the
into
same
it.
mixture.
That's what you
every
get
year.
out of
It's
that.
They have to bring into
Well,
the
because they
bottles.
use the
A
new
new
oak.
make one year may taste different.
So you
now
get the
gotta-
same flavors in
gotta bring
scotch,
all
but
the stuff
it's
to get
more subdued
flavor
because
close
we
as they can.
use the barrels after they're done with bourbon.
Yes.
I got you.
So bourbon has to be new American oak.
And
And so you get a
51%
lot of that,
corn.
Each batch.
a lot of
Say that
that
again?
flavor.
At least 51% corn.
I gotcha.
That's what
And
makes it that extra sweet.
Yeah.
And that's what
But
brings
you-
out the sweetness.
But you
in
get a lot
Scotch.
of those vanilla flavors from the
Oh, I'm
oak.
way behind here.
Seriously?
From what?
From the oak.
Oak? Yeah.
Yep.
All right, lots of discussion.
You should have been here when I was busting
Hey,
open
we
those
are
bourbon
big
barrels.
screen. Celebrating
Heck
26th anniversary. Oh, man.
Happy
are
anniversary!
worthy.
I saw that on Facebook today. Congratulations. Look like you guys are having a good time.
All right, Glenn
I want a
Dornick,
picture,
batch
Lee.
15.
I want a picture. I want a picture of what you're doing right now. Send to Facebook. 26th anniversary. That's exciting.
We're up on the big screen.
We are.
It's Thursday. They always put us up on the big screen.
That's
This
exciting.
is Lee and what is her?
Mark.
Lee Mark, yeah. So they're putting up on their on their big
Congratulations.
screen. So we got a couple discussions going on. Glenn Dornick batch 15 single cask silently released this week. So I wonder if our friends in Scotland knew about that.
I don't know.
We might need to tell them about that.
I feel like they should have got us something, right?
All right, Telex is toasting Tiger or Lee, depending on
Yeah.
which name you go.
We're
by.
all toasting you guys.
And the Glen Dornick 15, batch 15 is overpriced because of the hype. So I'm not surprised.
That's usually what happens.
You know, it's a marketing world, guys. That's what you're gonna have.
That's why they're
It's-
doing
it's,
it.
It's not overpriced if somebody will pay for it.
That's
You know what I mean?
I don't know. You get some people that are buying it to sell it for more money, and those people make me sad.
Yeah. I gotcha.
So this is exactly why I like to have the people discussing online. We're learning things, bottle releases that we wouldn't know otherwise. You guys can all discuss. Benriach tried to get the 12-year-old Sherry Wood, but it's been discontinued. So that's one of those old dusties.
Actually,
for.
Uh,
Is that on the list? No, it's just.
we got the regular 12. So our liquor store had the Benriach 12, just regular old 12. The 16-year, it had the 15-year finished in Pedro Jimenez sherry. And then we had peated malts, the Benriach 10. And then we had the 17 just peated. And then we have the 19-year-old, cask number 1722, so single cask. Selected by legendary whiskey maker Billy Walker, resulted in just 254 bottles from a single hogshead.
Ooh, that's pretty small.
Well, I kind of want to go get that.
And how much is that? I'm afraid to ask.
$130. That doesn't seem so bad.
That's cheap. The bourbon I'm
Oh, a
looking
piece
at
of history right
Oh,
there.
is like
yeah, but then
$200
Then
all
we
the
drink it
time.
and disappear.
We could Facebook
Everything
Live.
from
But you still
our-
talk about it.
Our drive to the liquor store.
We could.
Angel Envy.
I don't know why anybody would
Right,
watch
that,
that.
that seems like a horrible.
Regular Angel
I
Envy.
think might
Like
be the
this.
most exciting Thursday
that
night we've
man.
had in a long time.
Jefferson's?
Yeah, see, this is a little gift that I got for my birthday last month.
Yep.
I don't know if we talked about or showed this off. This is a Bruichladdich, like a sampler pack. It's got the classic
Yeah,
Lottie,
okay,
the
yeah.
Highland barley,
Reserve,
and the
Ocean
Port Charlotte.
Pass. Yeah, that's
Look at these
really
bottles.
good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Isn't that the cutest little thing you've ever seen?
That is nice.
This was to celebrate you turning 30.
Yes, I turned 30 again.
That's
Somebody's got to do
What
it.
is this?
So this is a little sampler pack from Bruichladdich with their, the classic. This one is
I see that
kind of
blue
unique.
bottle all the time.
Yeah, this is their everyday go-to. It's great. It's kind of meaty.
Yeah.
You guys
Classic.
reviewed it?
It's not peated. Yeah, it's not
what
peated.
was do you remember
the number on it? No, I don't remember the number. It
High
was,
two,
it
I
was
think.
high, definitely
It
high
was
two.
good, yeah.
The Isla barley, which I don't think we've tried. This is just made with barley that is only grown on the island of Isla, which is really hard to do. The conditions aren't great there, so the barley itself has a different protein concentration, different sugar content than any other barley in Scotland. So it has a different flavor. We haven't tried it yet. It's a little bottle, so we're gonna have to kind of save it.
What's a bottle of that cost? Because of that.
I don't know. Maybe you look that up. And then this is the Port Charlotte, which is they're heavily peated. Great.
Really
bottle.
good.
Very good.
So in other
bottle.
words, we wouldn't like that.
You probably wouldn't like that. So what we're probably gonna do is maybe just do a comparison. We'll
Sure.
we'll review the Isla barley because we haven't. and then we'll do like a three-way comparison. So we kind of do a Brooklotti brand flight. There you go, flight. So we'll do Brooklotti flight. So that's going to be that'll be a video coming out. But these are small. These are like 200 mil each. So we're going to have to be selective on how big our pours are, especially if we're going to get more than one review out of it.
Yeah,
and
right.
who shows up. So
Yeah, you guys aren't invited.
These two guys won't be here.
Might be the original 4 that night.
All right.
We got some good stuff for you guys.
Yes, Alex, I do love the Port Charlotte. It's a great glass there. Malted Montreal, thanks for coming. You got to go. That's fine.
Good to see you, sir.
Come in.
There.
All right, so
What did Lee say? Said they're on the couch with the dogs and some scotch or something.
Living the life. Good for you.
Living the life.
it's
Sounds like a good
living the
night.
dream, baby.
Sounds like a good night.
Dogs and Scotch. More to you.
Once you're not newlyweds anymore, that's
That's a good time.
all right, man.
My wife and I are coming up on 14 years here soon.
Nice.
Following in your
Congratulations.
footsteps.
We're working on 23.
Are you really?
Oh, married couple.
We'll be 19 this year.
Man. Getting old.
I'm surprised she's put up with me for this long.
Right?
Yep.
I'm surprised.
I think about that almost every day.
Mike married me after the restraining order ran out.
That's why we're.
That explains a lot of stuff, actually, right there. Now I get it.
I was certain when I first saw her. She just happened to not
What
be.
you want, sir? I don't know. What would you like to try? This is a good one.
I don't know. I don't think I'm.
No scotch?
That-
No, you could have.
One of the things that we
My
can talk about is that's okay.
I'm just going to set that right
The
there.
flavor wheel.
loves
I don't know how many of you out there use flavor wheels, but if you don't, you need to get one. And you can go online. So
if you're a chemist,
if you're well seasoned in being able to parse out different flavors out of things like a chef would, you don't
Like
need a flavor wheel.
marzipan and poached pear.
Poached pear. But go online, pull up a whiskey or a Scotch flavor wheel, because as you take a sip and as you smell it, you look at the wheel and you say, okay, am I getting earth? Is it smoky? Is it smell like a cigar? And it allows you to really kind of open your mind as you taste different scotches and different whiskeys. I mean, any whiskey. So this one here is from Westland Distillery. They have it's an American. They're in Seattle. Great distillery. They got some really great whiskeys, and some. I think they do some gins too, which I need to confirm.
Really?
But so this distillery has a flavor wheel. It's really not any different than the others, but man, it allows you to really kind of open your mind to different scotches, and definitely something we want to. Something to consider if you're drinking scotch and you don't do it normally. Pull it off online. It kind of opens your mind. That's why I do it.
No, so here's what I equated the flavor wheel to. It's kind of like training wheels. It really is for
We're dummies.
for
That's why we
tasting
have it.
for a tasting palate.
Yeah.
Because it gives you ideas that take you into new places, and you're like, oh yeah, it tastes kind of like this. Well, if it tastes like that, here's 3 flavors that it might taste like. Oh yeah, it tastes like one of those, and it kind of branches out. So it helps you kind of narrow in on that exact flavor that you're tasting.
Exactly.
You may not pull marzipan out on your own. I'm just going to
marzipan.
throw that out there.
Marzipan on the way.
Well,
It
so
should be.
It's an
it's on the outer ring,
But
unpublished.
so I pull out some weird flavors, but that's to me, I'm tasting stuff. To me, the aromas and the flavors
Yeah.
bring out certain memories and so it tastes sweet and it's got some spice to it, but it's got that certain combination that tastes like that poached pear that I made that one time.
Yeah.
Because that's what I go for when I'm at work. I'm trying to hit that flavor profile of that soup or that sauce every time, and it has to be precise. So I'm used to tasting for certain things. So, but if you're not used to that, and if you're just getting into doing this, the flavor wheel helps a lot. I mean, it really guides you and shows you.
For an amateur,
That's what that's what I'm saying.
There
It's-
is, as stupid as it sounds, there's an element of excitement to say, yeah, that's what it tastes
That's
like.
Exactly.
It's exactly right. It opens your eyes. It's like, what is that? What is that
But
flavor?
that's the thing. It's
What is bung cloth?
Well, I can tell you. That's for another Thursday.
But it's after the camera
Oh,
gets turned
okay,
off.
so
That must be
That's,
Scott-
that's,
Scott,
Scott-
what that
that's the after dark.
That's the after dark.
Oh, we'll show you.
Yeah.
Well,
So
sorry.
relax.
It'll be dimly lit
the
room.
cameras have to
I
be
may
off
be
to show the
leaving
bug
soon.
claw.
So, random question that this made me think.
What
of.
are you?
When I'm in,
He wanted
in
to- he's never had it.
I've never
Oh,
had it.
when
I
I'm
see
in
it,
an
and I'm like,
airport,
man,
That's a smooth
are the
Scotch.
bottles that you see that are in the
Like the
it's the higher
travel
class
retail.
one.
yeah the travel are they
No.
worth
No, it's blue.
buying the duty free area?
Well, you know, that's kind of really a mixed bag.
It
And
is.
we've reviewed some that were travel retail that were all right, and we've reviewed several that were overpriced crap.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you know what you're looking for, and you know what the price is where you would normally buy it, then I would say yes, there are deals to be had in travel
I mean,
retail.
I've seen not Johnny Walker per se, but I've seen bottles that they had like in the duty free shops for like $3,500.
Are they worth it?
Overpriced crap?
Yeah,
Hard telling.
probably
Probably
crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well,
I
they're like the Macallan 50s and some of those ones that are just really rare. And I don't know how travel retail keeps a bottle on the shelf just to show off, I guess, just to make them look more important, I guess.
Because they got it and they haven't been able to sell it at that
If you had to
price.
put a percentage right now of overpriced crap versus, might not be too bad.
Well, quite honestly, most of the stuff I've seen in travel retail are bottles you can get most everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, the Lagerlöens, the Johnny Walkers, those kind of things. And what they'll do though is they will put a bottle of that brand that is unique to travel retail. And
Yeah,
that's,
there's a green something or other.
well,
for Johnny
this,
Walker,
we
right?
did Johnny Walker had a Explorers edition.
Yeah.
And they had multiple, they had Gold Road and they had Spice Road and they had a few other ones that you could only get them in travel retail. No other liquor store in the world had them. Were they good? Meh. Were they? I think they were maybe a little overpriced. They weren't bad, but it's something
Good to
you
know.
can't get.
It's
So,
just
so-
smooth.
so if you love Johnny Walker
It's
and it's
very
one of your favorite
Scotch
brands in the
smelling.
world, yes, absolutely buy them because it is something you'll get from Johnny Walker that you can't get anywhere else. Like the Lefroy PX cask, isn't that Lefroy that has that? I
Yeah.
think it's Lefroy. They have a PX cask only in travel retail. So if you want to try, so that one is a Lefroy that's been stored in a Pedro Ximénez sherry cask, which is completely unique to Lefroy. So, so you get that peaty smoke with that sweetness. We actually haven't ever had a bottle of that because it's only in travel retail. So yeah, it's probably worth a bit of a premium because it's exclusive, and that's why they charge a little bit more for it.
So again, if you know what you're looking for,
Yeah.
and you're, if you're a big Scotch fan or a big bourbon fan, or and you know what you're looking for, and you know the prices of certain
Yeah.
things, then I think you can find stuff that you would enjoy that would be, worth your while. But if you're just walking in there, I think 9 times out of 10 they're gonna take advantage of you.
Yeah.
In the bad.
Yeah.
Like leaving Cancun and trying to find
Yeah,
a tequila.
Totally get screwed.
Yeah.
There's going to be some soreness.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
We did. Duncan mentioned that Island Green by Johnny Walker was the one you're talking about.
Mhm.
So I was thinking it was Green Label, but Island Green is what he was saying that you can get travel retail. And Telex agrees. Some duty free exclusives are awesome, but they can be a pain to get because you have to be traveling across
Sort of.
country lines.
Yep.
You can't go to the duty free in New York, flying to Indianapolis, and go to the duty free and get liquor there. You have to be leaving the country.
Yeah.
No, which I don't understand that because you still pay the tax. They call them duty free only if you are willing to take your receipt and then go to the whatever the booth is to get your tax back before you leave the country. So it's really not truly duty free unless you do an extra step.
That's
So
where they get you.
They get you all over the place.
all
Sons
of
of
the
bitches.
Yep. That's pretty much it. Damn government
All right.
and their taxation.
Have we really been on for 45 minutes already?
We burned through it. Did you sip
35
it?
minutes. All right.
You try it?
So what's your view of the blue Bourbon Man? Mike the Bourbon Man.
I can feel it coming through my nose.
Is it hot?
Very-
Like alcohol hot?
No,
It smells
Like
hot.
just the.
It's not.
It's not.
It actually
No, it's not.
smells.
Woodsy,
Yeah, it smells real.
very woodsy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad aftertaste. I was expecting a lot more peat.
Oh
No,
yeah, blue,
no,
blue is not
no.
smoky at all.
It's just smooth.
It
Like,
does
that's
not
its
smell
defining
smooth
characteristic.
at all.
No, it's
I'm as a
Like butter.
non-Scotch educated, I don't know, but
Like being in the woods in the
There's
spring
a
or in the fall?
oh,
Oh, that's
flavor wheel right there.
like an aged leaf
Right.
or a new
Dude.
sprouted sweet leaf.
Yeah.
Nailed it, man.
Spring. See, he's got his own flavor wheel in his mind.
That's how that works.
Everybody has their own flavor wheel in their mind. Flavors will come up. It's like, oh, I remember tasting this. Yeah.
I love Drew pulling out some crazy stuff like Fruity Pebbles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, no, dude, you
Toast
ruined this
with-
class for me.
Toast with anchovies.
Yeah. What did your parents feed you as a kid? That's not right. Nothing
it's not.
about that's right.
That's funny.
Green label with smoke, essentially. I don't know about all that.
Oh, that's what Island Green is?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be interesting. So it's a blend of Johnny Green and Johnny Black or extra smoke. That's interesting.
Johnny Green, or disappointing as I
So,
like to call
Duncan,
it.
I was going to say, Duncan, are you saying that you like
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, that's a good question, Duncan. We're not a huge proponent of the green. It didn't have much for us, and the price premium you pay for it wasn't great.
I was
So it'd be
not
interesting
happy
to-
with that bottle
Cake batter.
at all.
Telex gets cake batter.
Cake batter?
Heck yeah, I love cake batter.
Cake batter. I mean, it depends on the
It's
cake
not
batter.
marzipan
love
Telex, but you know,
cake batter.
I can get behind it.
So the colors of Johnny Walker, the years?
No, sometimes.
It depends.
Oh, okay.
So blue isn't year, is it? Does it have an age on it?
What's a price point for blue? Is it like 2?
No, it's
Nah.
170 and up.
Almost.
I've seen it
season.
down to 120.
So
Really?
why is it
Yeah.
so? I guess why is it so expensive then?
Because it's
The
really
years?
smooth, and
Oh.
they do have. So
They have
they
some-
don't put an age
some
statement on
age.
What's
blue.
better, blue or platinum?
Blue.
Blue by a long shot. So they don't put an age
Blue,
statement on it, but there's.
and then
I think the
old
understanding
gold
is it's on
label.
average
Not the new gold label.
18 to 25, depending. on
We actually,
Yeah,
that's our
generally
most
pretty
popular
old.
video.
Is the gold?
So we compared
Oh.
the blue,
Yes.
platinum, and the old gold,
Old gold.
the Centurion label that they don't make anymore. Because platinum replaced
Good question,
that
Alex.
label. What's going on?
Kelleck's asking black or double black.
Once you go double
I've seen
black, you
that.
never go back.
What is it?
So
What is the difference?
So Johnny Black, this is their fairly smoky 12-year. They do put an age on their black. They have what they call a double black, which is really a more smoky version of black. It is not peaty though, and so it's kind of an interesting blend. It's been a while since I've had double black. Quite honestly, I love the black.
That seems like a Mark question.
He's got
Because
more.
he's the Johnny
He
Walker
is
guy.
definitely a Johnny Walker guy.
I mean, we all have a bottle of
What-
black on the
what's-
bar just because
What's the highest producing Scotch distillery?
single malt,
Yeah.
Macallan.
McAllen, but Johnny Walker is by far the most
It's
Scotch overall.
the most popular sold
World-
Scotch
By volume
worldwide.
worldwide, yes.
Because of the label placement.
Yeah, I was gonna. Is that? I mean, not to be disrespectful.
That's
to
why
Johnny
they did it
Walker.
that
Is
way.
it
The
because of
angle
marketing?
sideways.
Is it
Because
because
all the
of
other bottles go straight across.
like
all the other
production
labels
Well, okay,
capacity?
this
Is
kinda
it
yes,
because
brought
of
it out. Like
all of
you
that.
Walk
They-
up to
they-
a wall.
They are a huge,
Yeah.
huge brand. And part of what they do is they can sell their bottles fairly inexpensively because it is not a single malt. It is a Scotch whiskey, which means that they blend grain whiskeys into it. And it's all aged in Scotland. It's all distilled in Scotland. It's all distilled by different distilleries. They pulled new make from all over the island.
how old is their distillery?
Oh, it's
Nowhere
gotta be all
close
that.
to.
Well, they don't have.
So
a-
they're a blender.
They're a blender. They don't necessarily distill any
So
of
they
their own
don't have to
spirit.
hold themselves out as. It's not about age. It's about
Well, some of it's about age. Like this is
This is 12
12
year.
year.
okay.
So it's a 12-year Scotch. So all of the
So everything
all
has
of the
to be
whiskeys
12
are-
or older,
are
but
older.
it's a blend.
it's a blend.
It's a blend.
So it can
Some
come
of
from
it is
different
grain,
distilleries.
And so if you take a single malt and you taste it, put it next to a Johnny Walker, you will taste the grain whiskey in there. You can tell it's in there. But if you just drink it, neat, or put some rocks on it, or drink it on its own, it's a nice smooth blend. I mean, they do really nice job of blending their whiskeys together to make a very palatable, very enjoyable and consistent product. And so people will buy 175s of these and go through it in a night because a 175 will cost you $40 or something, and it's good for $40. It's a good $40. That's why this is on one of my top 10 lists, because it's a great value. For $30, you can get a full bottle of this, and you can sip on it all night long. You're not upset about it, and it's got enough smoke in it to carry through the night. You don't have to keep drinking it to get the flavor. You can take a sip,
But you
you
do.
put the glass down.
But you do.
You take a
But
sip,
you
you put
do.
the glass down. You can read a book, you watch TV, and then you pull another sip later, and it's there. So that's the
Kind
thing
of like
about it.
a monkey shoulder.
Monkey shoulder. See, monkey shoulder is sweeter, doesn't have any smoke in it. It's cheap, very inexpensive, great blend. It is a blend. They pull from 3 different distilleries and put it together, but it doesn't have the smoke. It doesn't have the linger like I like. So that's why I like the black better than I like monkey shoulder for just general everyday drinking.
I'm a big monkey shoulder guy.
I
have
love
a
monkey
buddy
shoulder.
at work that
We've got
has
great
turned
reviews
into
of
a
it.
monkey shoulder guy.
And it's a
Are
monkey
different?
shoulder is a blended malt. So it doesn't have any grain whiskey in it. It's all
Okay.
malt whiskey. And you can taste the difference. To me, it's
Definitely.
Does Monkey Shoulder have different levels?
it's just the one
Yes.
blend and that's it.
That's it.
It's just
But for
monkey
like-
shoulder.
But
Right,
for like
just one-
$30,
one monkey
it's
shoulder.
a good
shoulder.
value, I think. And they put good Scotch in that blend, so I have no qualms about paying $30 and drinking a bottle of that
Yeah, I agree.
in the middle of New Orleans.
In the middle of New Orleans, over 24 hours.
That's what happens when the wives leave us outside with cigars.
Scotch after dark, I'm telling you, man. We're
We
gonna
were,
have an on location from Drew Bill's patio tonight.
That's not a bad idea. Put those lights on, or keep the lights on.
Absolutely. We're gonna have lights off, fire on. Cigars
Lights off, fire on.
Cigars
I got a picture of that somewhere.
Absolutely.
About that, you guys.
So tell us, I can't give you a good answer whether I like the black or double black better right now. I need to get another bottle of double black and taste it.
Yeah, it's been a while since we had.
It's been probably 2 years since I've had a double black. Just because
Wow.
we've had so many other things to taste that I haven't put the
I
money in.
enjoyed the select cast down there.
Which one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's
the
interesting.
rye.
It's become a Johnny Walker discussion. So this is Johnny Walker's version. They put it, essentially they finished their normal in
Rye.
in a rye
In a
cask.
rye cast, that's right.
And the Scotch drinkers weren't particularly fond of it because it's not a complete blend between Scotch and bourbon, rye whiskey. It's I think inadequate in both regards. It's not a good rye. It's not a good Scotch, and so it's kind of a between. It may be a transition for rye drinkers into Scotch, which I don't. I'd rather start a rye drinker with a good Scotch than have this step. But some people like it, and we've had some very open discussion about it.
Irish whiskey.
All right, so let's see what's going online. Okay, so Telex doesn't get cake batter out of the Island Green, but Drew likes cake batter. That's one of Drew's favorite ones. So yeah.
Still good, right?
All right. So Duncan likes the Island Green,
You had this.
but what he wanted was more Kalila in it. So that would bring more of that peaty, sea
More what in it?
Kalila. It's a distillery. So again,
Oh.
Johnny Walker, they pulled material from all sorts of distilleries, and depending on what Johnny Walker wants to make that week, will depend on what the flavor likes. And so they apparently had some Kalila to that.
I'm sure he would know.
To the Green Island, and it needs a little bit more
You
of that.
find out real
You can't
quick
go wrong
in
with
a
that.
hurry.
A little more of that in there. I would agree. What are you trying, Jason? Oh, are you doing the milk?
Let's have a little sip. There's only a little sip
So you
left.
guys got to share that around. That's amazing. So Sean's getting out this Milton Very Rare, and I hope Mark and Drew are watching this. because this is an
You can
outstanding.
get
This is the
small,
best
small.
Irish whiskey I've ever had in my life. I mean, it is absolutely worth it.
I still want to
It
get
was
a.
made in 14.
I still want to get a
Is it-
bottle
This
of.
was aged to
Red
perfection
Grass.
and bottled in 2014. It's
So
only
is my
40%
But
alcohol.
is it like? Does it age? Is it aged like?
There's not an age statement on it, is there?
No, I don't think so.
This is the,
Nice.
Aged to perfection and bottled in 2014.
yes, it is. It's absolutely aged to perfection.
It is totally
Let
aged.
me look at
Honey,
that.
like a honey,
Triple distilled.
honey. Oh, sorry.
So that's the difference between the Irish whiskeys and the Scotch whiskeys. The Irish whiskeys are triple distilled
Oh, okay.
and they're smoother.
Let's get a nose on that.
So same one.
Smell it.
What's the third do?
It takes out a lot of the flavor, quite honestly. So that's the thing. So the more you distill
Talk to us
something,
about the cuts.
the more you distill something, the more you take the natural flavor of the barley and the grains out. Because you get a 6 times distilled vodka, there's no flavor in it. It is just clean. It's like water with alcohol. I mean, it's just a
Isn't
really
that what you
clean
want out of
taste.
vodka?
Well, yeah. So the more you distill something, moonshine is single distilled. The
Put it in a
bourbons,
water glass, take it to work.
how often do they distill bourbon? Those are single stills, aren't they?
Yeah.
Single barrel. Oil. Yeah.
Scotches are typically double distilled, but it all depends on how you break. Mainly to break the alcohol azeotrope when you distill over to get it over to the higher alcohol content. But and as those front and backside cuts are where all that flavor is, and that is where those master distillers make all their money. Because if you cut too early or you cut too late,
Good.
you either have
Oh, yeah.
nasty
Made the-
flavors or you have great flavors, and that's
Crazy.
where the money is.
I thought it was gonna burn, and it didn't. It made the hair on my legs stand up.
That's hot right there.
Wow.
The hair on your legs stand up.
Yes, it did.
That's a good review there.
But it wasn't a burn. It
No.
was just
This one or
No,
no, like
No,
a
we didn't
Middleton.
Middleton Berry Red.
this?
Yeah.
That's the Irish whiskey.
That was good.
Yeah.
It's a
It wasn't.
great-
It wasn't
it's a
it wasn't
great
an
glass.
uncomfortable burn, but there was a
There's a kick.
kick.
Well, the interesting thing is it's only 40% alcohol. But with that triple distilled, it doesn't have a lot of those oils and things that tend to coat with scotches.
Yeah.
The scotches have oils and they have all their
Yeah, there's like nothing.
material, all the proteins that are in that double distilled that you
Yeah,
lose
bit
in a
of
triple
apple.
distilled.
What did Duncan say?
Yeah, it's a
You
lighter.
guys ever tried that? Triple distilled Scotch.
Auchentoshan, we've had that before, and I think don't we have a?
Now we drank
We
it.
No, it's fine. It's completely.
It was
That-
good. It was
That
good.
happens a lot at this bar.
Yeah, we were not particularly impressed with the Auchentoshan because quite honestly, I think they almost market themselves for mixing in many cases. Like a ginger and
Oh, the two gingers.
the two gingers is one that's
I like
like
myself
that.
a ginger.
I don't remember well enough. I don't. Have you had two gingers before?
No.
No, why would you say something like that?
One was a brunette. Just kidding, wife.
It was before your time.
It was.
Sleeping in my basement tonight, are
It
you?
was not last week.
I'm
That's
going to
why
become
you-
more of a regular on this
That's why
Scotch
you-
for Dummies show because
why you
I no
have to-
longer have a home to go home to.
That's why you have the red wig.
Fly right out of the door on Thursday nights.
There is a latch. I'll only come out on Thursday night.
There you go.
After dark.
That's
After
good.
dark.
That's
Man.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Smooth.
It's amazing when a distiller knows what they're doing and they've got the freedom to really select casks and to put things together right. They can do some amazing work.
That's a good glass right there. I'm a big fan of that one.
That's good.
Smooth and tasty.
Yeah.
Tony brought that over for us. So sometimes he doesn't always just bring White Castle. Sometimes he actually
Right.
brings good
Usually
bottles
he
of
brings great
Scotch.
stuff.
I'm kind of hoping he'd
Highland Park 18.
Yes.
show up with a 30-pack right now.
No,
Like Superman or something.
That would be great, Tony.
So if,
he's in Fort Wayne.
as a beginner, would you recommend starting out with blends or going into just single malt.
Depends on your budget.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
it's really all about your budget because I would start out with the best Scotch you can afford
yeah.
because that you can get the best material.
Well, it's
yeah.
funny. Drew
But if you're
started out
talking
with that black.
but I
$17,
didn't-
you're gonna have a problem.
No matter what you do.
Yeah.
I
You're
meant
not
more
getting
just
good at
kind of
anything.
taste and like working your way into.
I think some of
Just
the some of the blends don't necessarily lend themselves to starting out there.
Right.
But I think that there's some really good, like, $30 to $50 bottles of single malts or blended malts that are very approachable, that people can try out, that aren't going to scare people off, that aren't like super
Surprisingly.
smoky or peated or anything.
This one right here is a prime
Um,
example.
That's
That,
a great
Monkey shoulder.
Monkey
Yeah.
Shoulder, Johnny
That was
Black,
it.
Johnny Walker. Yeah,
I had this last week. It was good.
The only problem with the
Yeah.
black is if they don't like the smoke, it might, because
Yeah.
Drew tried black. That was his first glass, and he hated it, and thought that he would never
With the
ever.
smoke?
Yeah,
You
Right.
like the smoke, right?
I like
Yeah.
smoke.
And
But-
peat.
Smoke and peat, but the key thing is it's like drinking coffee. Do you drink black coffee? Do you put a lot of stuff in it? How did you start coffee? Did you like coffee when you started it? Most people don't. But
Right.
eventually they become to like it, the bitterness, and that it's the
Right.
same with smoke.
That's true.
It's generally an
And
acquired taste.
Yeah.
And I like my coffee black. I like dark beers, and so
Yeah.
so this fits right into my
Just open
my flavor profile.
like this women.
Find it out that it was on.
So we gotta, hey,
All right,
tell us, thank you, and anybody else online, talk to us.
Now we're gonna
Tell us
get
the
sued.
same. For a beginner, go with something like Highland Park 12. These space sides are
Yeah.
they're not
Highland Park
smoking, not
18.
peaty. The Monkey Shoulder, it's a great beginner Scotch. It's
Yeah.
affordable, it's
Oh.
smooth, it's sweet.
much
It's just a really good flavor profile. If you are willing to try, and this may be your
Step into a
starter
black.
smoke.
Right,
There's a lot of those as well.
Yeah.
Port Charlotte.
I think a lot of it too is just trying out things to see what you do
Right.
like. I mean,
But that's the
go
beauty.
to a
be
Scotch
prepared.
bar and have them, get a couple of different glasses and try some different
Or
things.
come here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come here.
Not everybody can come here, but if you
No.
can, you're more than welcome. We always pour glasses for everybody.
Highland Park 12. That
I
is a
do
good
like
one.
that Middleton.
God,
I have to buy another bottle of that.
That's good.
Do we want to
Very
get
rare,
into?
though.
I don't know that I've ever taken part in a discussion of obviously Irish whiskey, Ireland,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's it,
that's good.
right?
Yes, same Scotland, same as Scotch.
But is it does it favor Scotch? Does it favor bourbon? Is it in a class of its own? Is
I would call it more of a class of its own.
Yeah, I mean,
what came first?
oh boy.
Irish whiskey is supposedly what came first,
Yeah,
but that's opening a can of worms.
yeah. So if you're in Scotland, it's
Right there.
The
There's your worm. I don't know.
so Scotland will say, well, they did it first, and Ireland will say they did it first, and it's all about distilling, and it's a
I
private
mean, it's
thing.
the end of the
Scottish,
day,
it's crap.
It's whiskey.
It's all whiskey.
It's
Yeah,
Canadian,
bourbon's whiskey,
American,
Tennessee
Japanese.
whiskey, Japanese
Safe
whiskey.
to say there is no. I don't know that I've ever had a peaty Irish whiskey, so there's probably no such thing.
The Irish whiskeys are
Yes,
actually
you have.
the Connemara.
Is it really?
So
Yeah.
Connemara is a peated single malt Irish whiskey, and it's not good.
I drink it.
Well, I will. It's cast strength. It
What's cast strength?
Is there
Poured it out of the barrel.
They
reason
poured it right
why
out.
that was
What's
on
57.9%
the bottom
alcohol.
shelf of your bar?
Okay.
No,
I don't like to drink it much. It needs a lot of water, and it's
I try
really
to group
harsh.
things together.
I got you.
Undiluted,
So
no
there is a
filtration, no
peated-
coloring. Yeah. So the thing is,
Not very many,
anybody
Yeah.
anybody can make a peated any whiskey, because all you have to do is you just take your malt and you dry it with peat smoke, and now you have a
Right.
peated whiskey.
So that's what peat is.
Yeah.
Smoke.
It's,
Yeah.
it's how you dry your whiskey.
Malted
So
barley.
the Islas, they used peat to dry their malt because
That was all they had to burn.
it's readily available in Ireland, and you
Right.
burn it and it produces smoke. You don't have to cut down trees because there are none on Ireland.
Right.
You don't have
Well,
to
yeah,
bring in
well,
coal.
that's
You don't
'cause
have to burn wood. All that kind of
You
thing.
burn the peat.
You burn the peat because it's readily available, and so that's how Ireland got their flavor profile. And that the smoke that comes off that dries their malt,
Where is that?
Everything from there.
And it parts their
That is out here.
whiskeys with a lot of flavor.
And so it imparts a lot of flavor, and so all of a sudden, oh wow, look at this Scotch.
Yeah.
So now
Right?
other distilleries will buy peat
Will
and they
smell
will
like.
dry, or they will buy peated barley. You know, there's
That's
a
weird.
Like,
Well, it's
Oh,
Irish
Connemara?
whiskey, so it's triple
Yeah.
distilled.
triple distilled. They can't. Yes. that's
So every Irish whiskey is triple distilled. No matter what.
It's one of their-
Oh,
it's one of their
Hoagie's,
things.
Hoagie's in for a second just to say a quick hello. Hey, Hoagie.
Morning, sir.
Wow, you're up really early. You know, the other Scotch for Dummies that are in the roughly the same time zone are up. So thank you, Hoagie, for coming in.
But it says no filtration.
They,
No filtration.
they will be up pretty soon.
Clear.
Just after I drink this
No problem.
Connemara, I'm gonna call
over and over and over and
Over and over
until
and
they
over.
until they
them
answer.
until their wives wake up and wonder
Yeah.
why I'm calling. Probably get in trouble for that.
All right, so a couple
They'll
people.
know why.
I apologize for not being more up to date. We're talking here. So there's a couple things going on. Travis would recommend Glendronach 12 or Mac 12 for beginner,
Absolutely.
and Lagavulin 16 for the smoke. Now the Mac 12, you got to worry about that sulfur a little bit on the beginners, but
But I started out Drew on the Mac 12. That's what got him hooked.
yep.
So and I still like a glass of Mac 12.
I agree. Glendronach 12 every day and Lagavulin 16
Yeah, I
for smoke
love the Glendronach.
every day because Lagavulin. If you want to get into smoke, the smoke you get from Lagavulin or the peat flavor from a Lagavulin 16, it's all earthy. It's not this pungent that you get sometimes get from Lefroy. Ooh, man, it's a great bottle. We need to have it on the bar. Talix recommended, didn't say the 18, the Highland Park 18 because of the price. So yeah, that gets expensive.
Yeah.
But the Highland Park 18 is fantastic.
It is. It's an outstanding bottle. It's a great mix of
And
flavors.
I would probably, if I had to pick one bottle to start everybody, I think the Glendronach would be the one that I would start everybody with because that Glendronach 12 is just a really good bottle.
Unfortunately, it starts at $60 a bottle, where the Monkey Shoulder starts at $30.
But if you're sitting at my bar, I'm pouring.
Yeah, buddy.
So
That's
there
true.
you go. That's what I'm going to start you out with.
That's right.
So Lee talks about for beginners.
Here, smell that.
Smell that.
If there's a whiskey bar in town that runs specials, that's a great day. So yeah, if you can go like on Thursdays or some Tuesday where they got specials on drams of Scotch, that's the way to go. So Lee has one. They have a whiskey bar that does half price night.
What?
Jeez, man.
Wow, you're right.
We'll meet
That
you
is the
there.
way to try it. That is some of the stuff that especially Mark has done when he travels for work. He'll go to a bar and he'll try some new scotches by the glass. Yeah, it's more expensive per glass, but it's still less than a bottle,
Yeah.
and the risk is fairly low.
Right.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
What
well,
time are we at?
We are at it's after 11. We've been on for an hour.
There you go.
It's probably time for us to wrap it up.
Yeah. We got to finish that movie.
We got to watch the movie. Yeah. So, thanks for all the comments, guys. We've been on for a long time.
Next week,
Glad you
we've
could
got
watch us.
Glenn Grant 50. Let's start everybody off
for
with
a
that one.
starter. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
a
was
good
so
one.
good.
Oh wow.
I hope that's what they're bringing back from
I
Scotland,
think
right?
that's what they're gonna bring.
Got us 4 bottles, right? I know you're watching. All right.
All right.
6 bottles.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys. Let's see if I can get this.
See you next
going on.
Thursday.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys. I think we're off.
And-
Oh no, we're not.